17 August 1942. Just prior to dawn, the 2nd Marine Raider Battalion under Lieutenant Colonel Evans F. Carlson land on Makin Island from the submarines Nautilus and Argonaut. The aim is to destroy Imperial Japanese installations, take prisoners, gain intelligence on the Gilbert Islands area, and divert enemy attention and reinforcements from the marine landings on Guadalcanal and Tulagi. Only the first of these objectives are achieved, but the raid does boost morale and provide a test for Raider tactics. The Imperial Japanese Navy created the Makin Atoll Garrison in 1942, officially titled the 62nd Garrison Force. This force opposing the marine landing consisted primarily of 71 armed personnel of the Japanese seaplane base of the Special Naval Landing Force equipped with light weapons. The raid was among the earliest U.S. offensive ground combat operations of World War II. The force was drawn from the 2nd Raider Battalion, designated Task Group 7.15, and comprised a small battalion command group of 2 of the rifle companies. Due to space limitations aboard ship, each company embarked with one of its rifle sections. Headquarters Battalion, Able Company, and 18 Marines from Baker Company, totaling 121 Marines, embarked aboard the Argonaut, and the remainder of Baker Company, totaling 90 Marines, embarked aboard Nautilus. The Marine Raiders are launched in large rubber landing craft inflatable boats powered by small 6-horsepower outboard motors shortly after midnight. At 0513, Able and Baker companies successfully land on Makin. The landing was very difficult because of rough seas, high surf, and the failure of many of the outboard motors. Carlson decided to land all his Marines on one beach rather than 2 beaches as originally planned. At 0515, Lieutenant Oscar Petros and a 12 Marine squad land on Makin. In the confusion of the landing, they did not get word of Carlson's decision to change plans and to land all the Raiders on one beach. Thus, Petros and his Marines land where they originally planned, which turns out to be a fortunate error. Undaunted by the lack of support, Petros leads his men inland. At 0700, with Able Company leading, the Raiders advance from the beach across the island to the north shore before attacking southwestward. Strong resistance from Japanese snipers and machine guns stall the advance and inflict casualties. The enemy then launch 2 banzai charges, which are wiped out by the Raiders, thus killing most of the Japanese on the island. At 0900, Petros and his 12 Marines find themselves behind the enemy, who were fighting the rest of the Raiders to the east. Petros' unit kills 8 Japanese and their commanding officer, knock out machine guns, and destroy the enemy radios. Failing to contact Carlson, the Marines withdraw to the submarines at dusk as planned. At 1330, 12 enemy planes, including 2 flying boats, arrive over Makin. The flying boats, carrying reinforcements for the Japanese garrison, attempt to land in the lagoon, but are met with machine gun, rifle, and anti-tank rifle fire from the Marine Raiders. One plane crashes, and the other bursts into flames. The remaining planes bomb and strafe, but inflict no Marine casualties. At 1930, the Raiders begin to withdraw from the island using 18 rubber boats, many of which no longer have working outboard motors. Despite heavy surf, 7 boats with 93 Marines make it to the subs. The attempt by most of the Raiders to reach the submarines fail. Despite significant effort, 11 of the 18 boats are unable to breach the unexpectedly strong surf. Having lost most of their weapons and equipment, the exhausted survivors struggle back to the beach to link up with 20 fully armed Marines who are left on the island to cover their withdrawal. Stay tuned for part 2 of the Makin raid, and as always, stay salty devils, Semper Fi, and carry on.